Hello, good morning. We are chatting shortly with Maureen, the owner of Redtail Power Yoga here in New York. We're excited to chat with her today. Power Yoga here in New York. We are based in New York City. Actually, Yoga Love Magazine is based in New York City. So we love supporting our local studios. New York is local for us. And hearing their stories, small business owners, I want to say it's never easy as a small business owner. It feels extra challenging now. Oh, hey, Maureen, do you want to join me from here? Let's see if she wants to join me from her Redtail account and find out what she's going to do. All right. Hi.
Hey, I did it.
You did it.
I came to the studio to show you around.
Perfect. And I see you have your holiday decorations already set up. I love it.
Oh yeah, they're so pretty. Here, I'll show you. This is how we found each other, actually. There's my wreaths outside.
Oh, beautiful.
And here's some nice little decorations. And
I love it.
Our little boutique, our little yogi nutcracker. Can you see her?
Is that your money tree? Your money tree you have in the corner?
Do you know, this was a gift to us on the day we opened from our neighbors next door, the hair salon.
Yeah.
And here I am. Oh. And look at how it's thriving. It's thriving.
That's a good sign.
So much love, right? Love and support.
Yeah.
And then here's our studio.
Oh, beautiful.
And it's got infrared radiant heat. And
gorgeous.
So this is how we found each other. Is our dear Frances was up here in the Hudson Valley, and she came in and I happened to be sitting right here, and she came in and she's like, oh my gosh, this is a little jewel box. And so we have been friends for a long time.
Yeah. And I love that story because, I mean, this is how small businesses work. This is how we connect. We don't have, giant machines that do this work for us. It's these one-on-one connections through team and through family, and that's how we all connect and we grow our communities, which is what I love about what we're doing. And now that we're all dipping our toes in Instagram Lives and all these digital platforms, like, we can now chat more, which is, I love this. I love that this is happening.
Yeah, it is. It's connection. Yeah. And I think that we've learned so much that's what we need as humans. That's what's gotten us this far.
Yeah. Someone has just asked in the comments, do you host kirtans in your studio space?
I have not yet done a kirtan, but yeah, I may. Sure, I'm open to anything. I find that I'm just a puppet here, and the guidance. I listen for guidance, and it's kind of how we landed here in the first place. The hall.
Yeah. So tell me about your studio. You've been open for a few years before the pandemic hit, so at least you had a couple of years to get your bearings, I guess. So you were open, and then COVID hit. What was that like? What was that transition like for your studio?
Okay, so we opened here February of 2018, and we had pretty much just celebrated our second birthday, and then March hit. Yeah. So I will tell you, we were already live streaming from here. I had a friend and colleague who was the original brainchild of Vivaya Live. Mm-hmm. So she had this idea, oh my gosh, we're now probably like easily 2 years before the pandemic hit, to have an interactive wellness website. Yeah. And so she asked if I would help launch it. Yeah. And so I was like, sounds great. And so we were already teaching live stream. So we always teach interactive live stream.
Yeah.
So it was on Zoom. So basically in 2 hours, I had every single class up live stream.
I mean, you're the first, I've spoken to a lot of studio owners. You're the first person I've spoken to who was set up basically before everything happened. So you were ready to go. You had all the skill set, you had, and I love it because I feel like before, in 2018, people would have been like, huh? That sounds odd. Like, why would we do that? And I love that you were open to this new idea and embracing this technology, to reach your community.
Yeah, it was really, really interesting. And she had this idea. And so I told her, well, I teach through bodies. So is that okay? We don't put a mat down and demonstrate. It's just the nature of how we teach with our eyes and our words, and here often our hands. And so I was like, if you're cool with that, I teach through bodies. So I taught 2 live classes. I would teach the people on the Zoom and the people here. So in 2 hours, I had every single class on live. And then I realized my teachers also, had to stay healthy and connected to the community, and the community would miss them too. So then they learned to teach live. And so when it was that we weren't really coming back into this physical space, there was no need to, then it was from our home to yours.
Wow.
And so I had wherever one of my teachers is a resident director at Vassar College. It was from her, her place there. Yeah. And it was Rosie with her little teacup Yorkie. So it was so great, like all their personalities. I had my 3 sons back home with me because I have 3 grown sons. Yeah. So I moved the furniture, the dining room out, and that was the yoga studio. Yeah. My old Goldie retriever, he would do Shavasana every time. Yeah. My cat would do meditation every time. So we did that pretty effortlessly. Yeah. And then in June, I got a permit from the town because I was like, these humans need to get together in community. Yeah. And right up the road, there's a park. So we taught outdoors 4 times a week. Wow. And even when we were outdoors, we still live streamed the class. Wow. So they would have the audio. So I wear this is like a habit now, the microphone. Yeah. So they could stream in from wherever they were at the park. And then in August, we were back in here with the restrictions that New York State had. Yeah. And it was just like, okay, what can we do to keep people healthy? What can we do to keep people connected? And so we still live stream every class. So I'll show you back here in, right now, this has been my setup the whole time. We have the, I don't know if it's hard to do both here, but we have the camera, the laptop, and so we still teach live from Red Tail. So every single class on the schedule has the option to choose in person or view broadcast.
I love that. I love that that's still being offered. Did you find that a lot of your community, did a lot of people move away during the pandemic, and have they come back, or have most people stayed? How was that where you are?
It was, I think in the beginning, everyone was so connected and together on the Zoom screens and really in support. And then I think when it went on a little longer, people tended to drop off. And I think in yoga in particular, there's so much about community and connection and togetherness. That I think when the Zoom calls were so full, it was having a class. I told everyone, put it on gallery view, and then you're in a class. And they were socializing and introducing their pets. And then I think when we came back in, there was still people online socializing, and then I think people are really ready to be in community, in connection. So yeah, it's been an interesting challenge.
Yeah. How did you, when it got more challenging, a little more challenging than you preferred, how did you get through those moments? Was there a person, a mantra, a pet, something that you did that just got you over that, just maybe if you felt overwhelmed in just that moment?
Yeah, definitely. There were moments, lots of them, of emotion, of it feels a little like despair, right? Where a lot of people say, "Oh, it's so great you could keep your studio opened when it was so many closed," and I was like, it was a conscious decision to keep the studio open. I was here to be of service for my community and my teachers. And so whatever it took to keep this place open, which meant balances on credit cards and financial commitment to hold the line. So what was my mantra? What was my guiding faith? I have Walk with Grace tattooed. Actually got it for my birthday last year on my arm. Because the hawk is my spirit animal, the red-tailed hawk, and he tells me always to rise above, to look at the big picture, and that this too shall pass, and that we've all, whether in the moment I wanted to believe it, we're spirits having a human experience. So to allow this human and all of the humans to have whatever experience they're having right now, it is what I felt was my calling, to just be space for them, of love, really, space of love for every human to go through whatever their human journey is taking them through right now.
That's so beautiful. And that faith and that feeling has to be so strong within you to keep moving forward, and that's what's so beautiful about it, is that you had that in you and you held on to that, and that's why you're still here. Because a lot of studios close. It broke my heart when I would hear of a studio or a partner or a friend that had closed. It felt like a punch in the stomach every time I heard about it. And then the ones that did stay open, I was like, oh, it was like this joyful relief again. It was just like, yes, you felt so good to hear those stories. And then you turn around and support us, which was amazing to us. Even through everything you went through, we could only survive because then you paid it forward and supported us. So thank you for doing that and for continuing to do that. It's just, it feels like a miracle sometimes,
It is a miracle, right? Yeah. Every breath we take is a miracle.
Yeah. How has your personal practice changed in the last couple of years? Have you noticed any difference in what you're doing personally?
Yeah, I love getting on my mat with my teachers. Every teacher here, we work uniquely. We're a family of teachers. We're a team. So every teacher here is trained here by me personally.
Wow.
And then by each other. And they usually rise up through the community. We don't do teacher trainings like as a regular moneymaker. Oh, we do 2 teacher trainings a year. I'll do a teacher training when I have people that come to me and want to give back to the community, and they want to share what yoga has done for them. Yeah. So yeah, the commitment to stay in my own practice in their classes. I show up as just love and support for them in whatever stage they are in their teacher training journey and their teacher journey. I'm during this last year, I've been a I mean, Red Tail started because I was a mentor of teachers. So I was a teacher, but then I really became a mentor. And I was like, okay, I need to stop meeting them in parks and moving the furniture out of my house. Because I taught in many different studios, and that's also the Hawk Landing here with a Red Tail in community and root chakra. So where was I going with this? So I did an apprentice program with two people recently that also allows my teachers to step into leadership in mentor. So I've gone from studio owner mentor, and now I'm a professional life coach. I've stepped into those shoes in this last year as well. It just was the natural evolution of me.
Yeah. I love that. What did you do, just out of curiosity, before you owned a studio? What was your previous life?
Oh, it's so funny because I like to say that I'm a cat. So I've had so many lives. I started as a young person in fashion sales in New York City for one of the biggest manufacturers in the 80s and 90s. I'm showing my age here. I was a sales executive for Liz Claiborne back in the day. Right. And then I raised 3 sons. I made the conscious choice to stay home and raise my boys. During that time, I had a boutique baking business, and then I worked for a nonprofit, the Eleanor Roosevelt Center up in Hyde Park, New York. It's the nonprofit arm that does international girls leadership, and I was the assistant to the director. And then I was an independent contract yoga teacher who taught from here to Stanford, and was a Lulu ambassador for 2 terms, so that's 4 years. And kind of, I've had a lot of lives.
Wow. and I love it because I feel like all those different lives, they all contribute.
Yeah. Wait, somehow I lost you. Hold on. I think I lost you. There, I think you're back.
I lost you.
There, I'm back, sorry. You're right, and it's so cool because it's just a journey of life. And holding space for people, whether they're on their yoga mat or they're in their lives, because yoga mat is just the little practice place where I take these tools out into my life and realize it's just the next breath. It's just the next step. And
I love that. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. What's coming up that you're excited about for 2023? Do you have a retreat coming up? Is there a special workshop that you're offering in the studio? Is there a kirtan maybe in the future?
I hear the kirtan person's going to reach out to me. Go for it. Totally. Let's go for it. We'll see. Oh yes, I'm so glad you asked, because February would be our fifth year birthday, 5th year anniversary. So in January, we are going to have a grand reopening. And it really feels like it's time for expansion, just from within, in all the humans, in all of our communities. The permission that we give ourselves on the yoga mat to grow and expand, it all comes from inside out, right? Just like a plant. I have a major plant addiction. I have a gigantic vegetable garden, and so nature is always the teacher to me. So I use it constantly in my coaching and in my teaching. What is growth but expansion? Right. So right now, Red Tail is on that verge of expansion, and we're having a grand reopening in January. We'll introduce 2 of my teachers are both yoga teachers and personal trainers. So we will introduce some fitness classes. It will still be barefoot, body weight, like very yoga on a yoga mat, but a couple fitness inspired. I will be doing a 6-week group coaching program.
Nice.
So I'll be starting that in January. And that'll be strictly personal development, helping people learn tools to really claim the life of their dreams and realize that they can have the life of their dreams. And yeah, so 2023 just feels like expansion and evolution into the next level.
I love that. And I feel that as well. And I wonder if everyone feels it, or we're so excited, you know, it feels like we're moving forward and everything feels a little bit shinier in the future. The new year always feels like a nice reset for me. And my birthday in the new year. So it's exciting to think, oh, all the stuff that's coming. I have a big birthday next year as well. I turn 50 next year. So I'm like, wow.
When in January is your birthday?
No, in October. October 5th.
Oh, okay. So you got a little time.
I got a little bit of time. I got planning time.
Extravaganza.
Oh, it's got to, right? It has to be. We got to go big now. If you could give, I love that you're doing a 6-week personal training. If you could just give, obviously you can't tell us everything, what would one piece of advice you would give someone that's maybe looking for a little bit of guidance to get towards their dreams or their goals? Like one quick piece of advice you could leave them with?
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah, it's a 6-week personal coaching. So coaching, life coaching. Oh, let me just ground myself for a moment. One piece of advice for anyone that they can use it at any time to move forward.
Yeah.
Your path is where your feet are.
Ooh, I got chills.
Yeah, that's it. Your path is where your feet are. Be present. And today, well lived, creates tomorrow's possibilities. It's today, the present moment. If I'm opening my eyes, I'm actually focused on the present. The possibilities are there.
Yeah.
If I'm not in fear of the future or regret of the past, your path is where your feet are right now.
Yeah. I love that. Maureen, beautiful. Thank you for chatting with us this morning. Thank you for supporting us and helping us continue the work that we're doing as well. If you need more copies, let us know for your party. We'll send some over to you guys. And I'm so happy to hear all the amazing things you have planned.
Oh, and thank you for the good you guys do, and I'm honored to be a partner.
Thank you so much. We'll share this on our Instagram account, and I will send you the link once it's on YouTube as well, so people can watch it that might have missed it today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Have a good one.
You too.
Bye.
Bye-bye.